that feels so organic and pure. Like you notice, like sometimes he went like he was singing the words. And he's like he almost couldn't believe that he was singing them. You know, he almost like can't wrap his head. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Dr. Nick Analyzes, where I do a psychological analysis of various songs. Today I am going to go for a song called Monsters by James Blunt. Now, here's the truth. The truth is, this is a semi-blind reaction. And what I mean is, I reacted to a version of this song that was sang by Ian Tongi. And it was an audition on American Idol. This is the original. So I know a little bit about the lyrics of this song. I know roughly what it's about. But what I haven't done is seen the original video for it that was created by James Blunt. From memory, I think that James Blunt wrote this for his own father. I think that it was done in a pretty raw way. As in, I don't think that it was shot multiple times to try and get the emotion. I think it was done in one go. And I think that his father actually ended up surviving, but was close to dying prior to this. So I'm not exactly sure of the details. Feel free to educate me about that in the comments. That's like the broad context that's leading to the song. And now I am gonna actually react to the video and react to James Blunt's almost like the cinematic version or the story-based version of this song. I hope you like what I go for, and do forgive me if it gets a little bit emotional. Like some of these sort of father-son relationship stuff is hard for me sometimes, and so bear with me if it gets a bit emotional. All right.
Before they turn off all the lights, I won't read you your wrongs or your rights. The time has gone. I'll tell you good night, close the door. Tell you I love you once more. The time has gone.
So he would have had decisions to make about how to do this. And I think there's something really telling about the fact that he decided to stick a camera right in his face and stare right down it. Because the camera, I think, is meant to be the perspective of his father. So this is him, human to human, sending a message to his dad, except we are sat where his dad was. You know, the camera is in the perspective of his dad, which is where we are. And there's something so intimate and powerful about him doing it like this. And like his face, it gives away so much that feels so organic and pure. Like you notice, like sometimes he went like he was singing the words. And he's like he almost couldn't believe that he was singing them. You know, he almost like can't wrap his head around the fact that he's basically having to say goodbye to his dad, the time is gone. It's like he almost can't believe it. And like that's the thing about time, is by the time we realize the time is gone, the time is gone. And there's nothing we can do about it. And it catches us. And I think it's sort of like catching him. I like that it said, I won't read your wrongs or your rights. It's almost like I'm not going to put too many words. Sometimes we like fill the space with words. And at this point, I don't think his dad would have wanted, let's talk about all the good things and all the bad things, and remember this and remember that and remember everything, and filling it with words, right? Because that is removing oneself from what this is really about, which is sitting with someone and connecting in the absence of words. I won't read you. I'm not going to make this song like a list of all of our memories. No, that's not what this is about. This is about human to human, acknowledging a love and appreciation for each other and the pain and the hurt that comes with that. And that's all from like the first 40 seconds of the song. Like this, it's an intense thing. It gets me because of my relationship with my dad and my relationship with my son. So there's like a two-pronged thing that's going on here. And there's something I love about this, which is I want to have a relationship with my son that means so much to them that one day they honor me in the same way that James Blunt is honoring his father here. This relationship meant a lot to him, which means his dad did a lot right in order for him to be doing this. And I hope I can do the same. So there's almost like a sense of, I hope I can create that with my own children as well, even though at some point in the future, when I pass away, they will feel the pain that he is going through. I want that pain for them because it will signify and represent a really meaningful relationship between two people, which is at the very heart of what it is to be human. Right, back to it.
So here it is. I'm not your son. You're not my father. We're just two grown men saying goodbye. No need to forgive. No need to forget. I know your mistakes and you know mine. And while you're sleeping, I'll try to make you proud. So daddy, won't you just close your eyes? Don't be afraid. It's my turn to chase the monsters away. Oh, well, I'll read a story to you. Only difference is this one is true. The time has gone. I folded your clothes on the chair. I hope you sleep well, don't be scared. Time has gone. So here it is. I'm not your son. You're not my father. We're just two grown men saying goodbye. No need to forgive. No need to forget. I know your mistakes and you know mine. And while you're sleeping, I'll try to make you proud. So daddy, won't you just close your eyes? Don't be afraid. It's my time to chase the monsters away. Sleep a lifetime, yes, and breathe the last word. You can feel my hand on your arm. I will be the last one, so I'll leave a light on. Let there be no darkness in your heart. But I'm not your son. You're not my father. We're just two grown men saying goodbye. No need to forgive. No need to forget. I know your mistakes.
God, that's a hard watch, isn't it? My wife is always saying to me, right? She's always saying, look, I don't mind you doing YouTube videos, but don't be crying in front of the world all the time, right? And here I am in tears again. There's so much that I love about that. I'll start right at the end. Do you see his dad just like got like this? It was almost like in that in the moments of like, how mad is it, right? That old man there is the one that is close to death, is the one that's suffering. And in those moments, his focus is on supporting his son. How mad is that? Is that not just like I talked earlier on about like having a relationship with my son that allows them to do something like that for me at some point in the future? Like, that fella must have just been so consistently. So, like, if in those moments, the moments when you're close to death, you're still supporting and protecting, right? There was a protectiveness to the way that he interacted with his son there. That's obviously how he's always been, which is the reason why James Blunt is singing that song, because he's had a dad that has like looked after him and supported him and lifted him up and protected him. And so you ask yourself, like, what is it that makes a good dad? Like, for me, what is it that makes what can I do to be a good dad? I think I could be supportive. I think I could be protective. I think I can lift my children up. And I think that if I do that, I'll probably be a little bit like James Blunt's dad. And if I do that, my son one day will be in the pain that James Blunt was in there. And that is a good pain. That pain is a good pain. Like James Blunt is in bits doing that. It is a good pain. That is the pain we want. We want that pain, because that pain represents significant and meaningful relationships in our lives. So like, you can see, like, James Blunt is shaking, like he's swallowing all the time, tears are running, like he is in bits at the thought of losing one of the most important people, if not the most important people that he's ever had in his life. And yet he wants that pain. That pain is important to have, and you wouldn't want to be without it. It made me think about this question, like what is strength? Because a lot of people, like, historically, it's a bit different these days, but historically a lot of people would look at a man crying and being open about the pain and the hurt that they feel about losing someone special, and they would see that as weakness. All I saw from James Blunt there was strength. That it was the embodiment of strength, the ability to look head on directly at the pain that he was feeling. Yeah, he was crying. Yeah, he was shaking. Damn right he was. It's a really significant, meaningful relationship to him. And what he was showing was to people out there, it's all right. It's all right to react this way when you're going to lose people that are really important to you. This is not a weakness. This is a strength. It's a strength to be able to look directly at our pain rather than look away from it. I like there was like a bi-directional protectiveness there. He was, like James Blunt was saying, don't be scared. He said, like, at multiple points, like, don't be scared. Like, I hope you get some sense of peace now. And of course, I think there's something, you could gloss over that lyric, easily gloss over that lyric, right? But anybody who's in a position where they know that they're losing their life is gonna feel scared. A terrifying fear type scared, because nobody knows what's on the other side. And none of the options are that great, really. Like, the non-religious option is we just cease to exist. That's it. Poof. We can't get your head around that, ceasing to exist. The more religious option is we go and we live in heaven, but for an eternity. Like, man, have you seen like what's his name from Twilight, Living Forever? That didn't look that much fun. So like none of us know. So like I love how the protectiveness that he felt from his father was the same protectiveness that he was giving back to his father, saying, "Don't be scared. Um, I want you to go and I want you to go and have peace, but I want you to have peace in the knowledge that you did right by me, that we have this relationship. I want you to feel, I want that to bring you peace. Yeah, we don't know what's on the other side. Yeah, you can feel scared, but I want you to know that you left this planet Earth in a better place than what you came to it via our relationship. You did right by me. You supported me. You protected me, and I want you to know that. Like, there's something lush about like him being able to have this reflective moment where with his dad, because we bounce along in our lives without fully sort of appreciating the people or the things around us, and yet just had this opportunity to go, no, like you deserve to go on to the next life or no life or whatever it is that happens afterwards, knowing that you did right by me. And then there was this sense of like, you've done right by me and you've shown me what it is to be a man, and now I'm gonna make you proud. I'm gonna hold myself in such a way on planet Earth that will make you proud. And he talked about, now it's my turn to chase the monsters away or whatnot. And like that just talks to like this passing of time, this circular nature of life. And James Blunt may or may not have kids. If he has got kids, he's the one that is turning off the lights now, and in 40 years time he'll be where his dad was and his son will be where his was, and it just goes on and on and on and on. And there's an I think the song is about accepting that. It's about having an acceptance of that the time is gone and your time has come, and then after this it'll be my time has come, and after that it'll be my son's time has come, and this is part of what it is to be a human being, to accept the ever changing, ever moving forward way that time works. Um, yeah, it's so brave though to do that. When it panned out to him and his dad, I was gone. You can see me up to that point, I was all right. And of course, I'm not trying to force anything in these reactions because that would be disingenuous, and that's not what I want. What I want to be about here. But like having seeing it pan out to him and his dad and their relationship, and them having this moment. Yeah, that was difficult to watch, but I'm super glad that I did. It's super meaningful, and it gives me instruction. A song like that gives me instruction, which is how to be as a father myself. Super intense. I mean, like I really wasn't expect. I know what the song's about, right? I've watched the Ian Tongi audition 100 times, and yet it still caught me. The emotion that James Blunt was showing via his face. I really think that we're naturally quite empathetic creatures, and so we see people in pain, and we want to help them with it. We want to. It gets to us as well, And I think this is like part of what makes us such a lovely species in terms of our ability to connect. All right, that's it. I finished. The reaction is done. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye. God, that must have been hard for you.
Oh, don't.
Yeah. I was just there thinking, flipping heck. I mean,
bloody t-shirts full of snot.
No,
priceless
no.
black. It's not sexy like
I
at
know.
all.
I didn't want to say as part of the reaction, about you and your dad, and that how this is all really quite raw and real for you right now, given that you lost your dad not too long ago. But I was just there watching it, just thinking, oh God, like this is, in some ways, that is exactly, that song exactly sums up your experience,
Yeah.
which is to have a super meaningful relationship, and for time to have gone, and the circle of life to happen, and to be in this place where you feel so much pain because the relationship was so good, and the bittersweetness of that. They're like, I love that. I love that we had that, and I hate this pain. I really wish it wasn't this way. Do you know what I mean? And you start bartering with the gods for more time and stuff. It's like that. The first time I watched the Ian Tongi audition, I remember I was in my living room and I was bawling. I was bawling, and that's just because of my relationship with my dad and my relationship with my sons, and that's without the loss that Ian Tongi had gone through at that time, or the loss that James Blood thought he was going to go through at this time. So yeah, that must have been tough for you, mate.
I think it's one of those things where boys, the relationship between a son and a father is very difficult to understand, because boys are very silly.
Yeah.
We never grow up.
No.
We don't. I'm not a grown up now. I'm wiser, but I'm not grown up.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, mate.
But to have
someone in your corner, right?
to have someone who's that strong and that silly.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
You just, it can't be. Boys don't grow up, but boys are turn into men. And men are providers and strong and everything, but deep down they're stupid and silly too.
Yeah.
And a child looking to their father, being able to play those two parts, that duality. You can't get it from a mum, and you don't get it from your best friends, but you get it from your dad. And
I never thought about it like that. That's so true. Like, you sometimes have conversations about the importance of dads and having a dad, and of course, like, when you look at like the people that have the best relationship with their dads, it is dads that are able to balance strength, warmth, and silliness. Those are the ones that have got it right. Those are the ones that seem to have those relationships with their lads. Like, those are like the and like you say, like, in the absence of that, that is a loss for a child. It's a loss for a child to not have that, though, have someone with those three qualities in their life, sort of like seeing them through. And then, when it just takes time to realize that, doesn't it? And it usually takes sort of like, you bump, and then this stuff happens, and then you realize the time is gone. And now my eyes have been opened to how important you've been. Do you know what I mean? It's come right at the end, and that's the lovely thing about that song, right? He was able to go, I can tell you how important you've been now while you're still alive, sort of thing. And that's just a sort of.
Well, I couldn't tell my dad until the last few breaths is the only time I could tell him that I loved him, because I had no words. Exactly like that. There is nothing that I can say in this moment right now. And all I said is, I love you and thank you for being an amazing dad. And he was gone.
That's what that whole song's about, I think. It's just sending him off on that floating ship, knowing this is where you get your peace from. You get your peace from knowing you did right by me.
And the stupid thing is, I was like, oh, I saw that, James Blood Monsters, cracking song, that is, we'll put that in. Toby.
To be honest with you, when you sent it over, I was just like, oh God. Does he,
I didn't think I was going to react like this, and as soon as I saw his bloody James Blood face. I was just like, and I saw his tears, I was like, oh, you jerk.
Yeah, I know exactly that. Yeah, it was a really powerful way of doing it, wasn't it? I mean, like, from a cinematic point of view, it was really well. It was really well chosen. It was really well shot, wasn't it? And just, it's super.
There's a tendency to, with gimbals and cameras, we all talk about movement and that you've got to move the camera and everything. And sometimes it's just like, shut up and stay still. Let the emotion and action breathe. And just take it in. You don't need to move the camera. There was a slow pan in and pan out, but for me, similar to, the story was the eyes.
Yeah, exactly. It was the eyes,
We
wasn't
don't
it?
need anything
Yeah.
to detract from that, and
Yeah.
spot on.
Bloody brilliant. It was genius in a way.
I've given
All right,
myself
mate.
a headache.
Yeah, no, all right. We need to take a break now, I think.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Right.
let's move on.